Hey, Alec here, and recently a lot of people have been asking me about how to become a web developer on Udemy, which courses should you get, and today I'm going to share with you what are the best courses to get in my opinion. And one of the mistakes I want you to avoid is thinking that you should get just one course, and actually that's what I did. When I got started, the only course I got was Colt Steele's Web Developer Bootcamp, which I'm going to be recommending. I did manage to get a job with just one course. However, although it's a very thorough course that teaches a lot of things, what happened is that when I got my job, when I started getting contracts, I started realizing that there were some skills that were lacking in my skill set. I was really bad at web design and I didn't learn WordPress. And the thing about WordPress is that most of the clients who you're going to be working with, doesn't matter if you're freelancing or if you have a job, most small businesses who get a website get it made on WordPress. So if you don't know WordPress, there's going to be a big chunk of the companies out there that you're just not going to be able to work with. And there's a lot of jobs, a lot of agencies. If you want to get a regular job, well, there's a lot of places that are not going to hire you just because you don't know how to do WordPress sites, because hey, that's most of their client base. So I personally don't like WordPress, and a lot of web developers really don't like WordPress, but the reality is, although it's really not the best tool out there, that's what most people are getting their websites built on. So when they need updates on their sites, when they need new sites, that's what they want you to be using. And if you want to get jobs, that's the easiest way to do it. So okay, I hope it's clear now that you shouldn't get only one course. However, I don't want you to go in the exact opposite route and do the exact opposite mistake, okay? Everything in life is about moderation, and I've seen a lot of web developers just get too many courses, okay? A lot of people who get online courses are afraid that when they get a job, they're not going to be good enough. They're not going to have enough skills, so they start learning all these different programming languages, they feel like they need to be an expert at everything. And the reality is that you don't really have to, okay? If you learn the most common sets of technologies, you're going to be able to update almost all the sites of clients you're going to meet, and you're going to have definitely enough skills to get a job. As I said, I got a job with only one course. Like, that's what I needed to start freelancing, and I know you can do it too. And what you need to understand is that you want to be a web developer. Like, yes, a lot of web developers become web developers and they come from having a university degree in computer science. But here's the thing, computer science does a lot of stuff that's so much more complicated than just building websites. They learn to build like big, complicated applications, and that's not what you need to do. Websites, believe it or not, are fairly simple. And that's something that someone who goes to college for maybe 1 year in computer science will learn to do. You don't need to learn all this stuff from year 2, 3, or 4, depending on which country you're in and how many years it takes to become a software engineer. You don't need to be a software engineer to make websites. Websites are very simple coding projects. And as long as you're capable of building websites, you don't need to be better at programming than being good at websites, because that's all you're going to make. So the set of courses I'm going to share with you today will teach you all the fundamentals that you need to be able to work on most freelance projects out there, work with most companies. The vast majority, I mean, it's really going to be rare that you're going to meet a company that will have you be using a set of technology that you will not learn in these courses. And the good news is that since it's Udemy courses, these courses are almost always on sale, okay? You should not buy them full price, okay? Just wait a week or two, check your Udemy every couple of days, and you're gonna notice that there's gonna be a sale coming like very soon. And if you wait for a sale, you can usually get all these courses for less than $15 each. So you can get this whole set of courses for less than $100. And if you don't wait, it's going to cost you a lot of hundreds of dollars. So add these pages to your bookmarks if they're not on sale right now. Otherwise, let's get into it. And I want to mention that Udemy has just accepted us as partners. So from now on, we're gonna be making a small commission every time you buy courses through our links. If you buy these courses and you want to support our channel, definitely buy them through those links down there. I'm going to make a few dollars, not a lot, but still it's going to be greatly appreciated. With that said, let's get into these courses. So the first course I recommend you get is the Web Developer Bootcamp. This course is 61 hours long, but with all the exercises included, it's probably going to take you maybe twice or 3 times as long as this to do the whole course. I definitely took a lot more time doing exercises, coding, practicing than I did with the lectures. This course is absolutely insane. Like, I think it's something like 10 years old, and the guy has been updating it almost every year since, adding more material, more things, and making sure that what he teaches is still up to date with the industry standards. So yes, this is one course that gets updated. If you buy it now, it's probably going to get updated next year again and again and again, so that if you go check it back, it's still going to give you the up-to-date information. And you're gonna have a lot of really cool projects to work on. You're gonna practice all your skills. And honestly, some of those projects do look kind of interesting. So although you're not gonna have some real work experience once you get your first job or your first contract or your first freelancing gig, you're still gonna have made a lot of interesting projects that you will be able to show to future employers or future companies that you're gonna wanna work with, to show that you're actually really good at this and that you have actually done some good programming shit. All right, next, the one I recommend is going to be the Advanced Web Developer Bootcamp, also by Colt Steele, the same guy. And I'm going to start by mentioning that I personally did not get this course, okay? I did not need to get this course to get my first job. I did manage to start freelancing and get a job without doing this, okay? But what happens is that what I've come to realize is that the Web Developer Bootcamp gives you enough skills to get jobs, to start making money with this, but there's still a lot of websites that are more complicated than what you're going to be able to code using only the base Web Developer Bootcamp. And if you get the Advanced Web Developer Bootcamp, it's going to allow you to work with clients on higher paying projects, generally higher paying projects, because the more complicated the site, not only the more hours you're going to spend on it, but the more talent it requires to build that site. And so you'll be able to charge more either as a job or as a freelancer. So it's not necessary if you want to leave your job and start making money as fast as possible. You don't need to get this course. I did not need to, but this will open you a lot more opportunities if you buy it. So I would definitely consider it, at least if you want to start freelancing and have a head start over your competition and be able to compete on these higher paying projects. Next is going to be Complete Web Design by Vaako Shvili. Now, what you're going to be noticing is that when you have a job and you just want to become a web developer and you get a job, you're mostly going to be working with web designers. You're going to be working with a team, and you're not going to be the one making the design. You're going to be the guy who's going to make the code, and you're going to get the design from someone else. But the thing is, when you're a freelancer, when you're approaching business as yourself, you're mostly going to be operating as a one-man team. You're not going to have people to back you up, people to help you most of the time. So if you don't know how to do design and you start coding, you don't know anything about how to make a website that looks beautiful, your websites are probably not going to look very beautiful. So your clients are not going to be as happy as they should. They'll probably not hire you again, and you won't be able to build a portfolio that is going to be impressive. And because you won't have a portfolio that will look good, it's going to be harder to get future clients. So definitely at least learn the basics of web design. Your websites have to look good. And if you can also alternatively partner up with a web designer so that he can do this for you. But if you want to work as a one-man team, you definitely have to get the Complete Freelancing course. You have no idea how many times clients have told me, oh, I actually don't like this part of this website. Oh, this doesn't really look good. Do it again. And when that happens, you have to spend a lot of time that you're not getting paid to fix parts of the design. And it can be frustrating because in my case, I did not know design. I wasn't good at design, so I fucking sucked. And I ended up delivering websites to clients where my clients said, oh, well, I'm 80% satisfied. And like, I couldn't really do anything about it. Like, you have to learn web design, okay? If you want to work as a one-man team, the thing is, like, technologically speaking, the technology you're using to make websites in 2021 and probably beyond is not that much more complicated. Is not very different from the technology that they were using in 2015. All the websites you see today, pretty much all that you see, it's things that could have been done in 2015. But the thing is, like, now it's a lot more common for agencies to work with designers. Like, the reasons websites look a lot better today than before is specifically because people are getting the designs better and better and better and better. It's not a question of code, it's a question of design. And today you can't really afford making websites that look like websites from 2015. It's just that the bar for design has been raised so high that, yeah, you have to learn at least the basics of design to make websites that your clients are going to be satisfied with, or partner up with a web designer. Now, the last course I recommend you get to get started as a freelance web developer is going to be WordPress for Beginner by Andrew Williams, okay? As I said, you have to learn WordPress, you have to learn the basics to be able to work on your clients' sites and improve them. And the thing is, like, if you don't learn WordPress, you're gonna open the WordPress dashboard and you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? The thing about WordPress is that it's a tool that's built for people who don't know how to code. It's something that you can build websites without coding. So when you're used to coding, when you're used to, you know, changing background color using CSS, well, it's hard to find how to change background color because it's not a line of code where you can just edit the CSS and just change it. You have to find where the CSS is on that dashboard, and like, it's not that complicated, but it's not intuitive. And when you're new to WordPress, man, I had a lot of headaches from using WordPress. And like, save yourself these problems, learn it now. Like, what I had to do essentially is that during my weekends and evenings, I had to go learn WordPress on YouTube tutorials and that kind of thing, because hey, I needed to know how it works so that I could work on my projects since I had deadlines, and you know, I didn't want to have to refund my clients basically. And if you want to avoid these headaches, avoid being stressed about not knowing how to do it before the end of your deadline, you should just learn WordPress now, and you're going to save all that trouble. Trust me. With that said, these are all the courses that I recommend you get to all the programming skills that you need. Again, you'll find links to them in the description. After that, when you're ready to learn how to find clients, subscribe to my channel and go check my upcoming videos, because I'm going to be sharing with you in the next couple of weeks all the fundamentals of running a freelance business, from handling your clients to getting clients. If you want to see that, if you want to learn all of that, from, you know, making proposals and all that you're going to need to do to be successful as a freelancer, subscribe and watch my upcoming videos, because I'm going to be sharing with you all the fundamentals. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.